Good morning guys, I'm Chris and welcome back to another episode of 2RM. Right, so back with the 750 Motor Club at Silverstone today. I don't know what it is, but there's something about the race season, it doesn't feel complete unless there's a 45-minute jaunt around the national circuit at Silverstone. And thankfully this year I'm doing it with the 750 Motor Club. Now I haven't raced in Roadsports since July last year when we were at Brands Hatch GP, and that was the only Roadsports round that I did. Couple of reasons for that, in that I got a bit iffed really with the rules and the power to weight ratio rules in Roadsports, in that it doesn't include driver weight. Now you might not think that makes a difference, but when, you know, I'm quite a hefty lad, and when you've got 40 kilos on the next guy, but our cars are identical, it's actually not right, it's not fair. So I got a bit annoyed with that, and that's why I've been doing a lot of club sport races recently, where driver weight is included, and we've had some good times over there. I've, lots of podiums, got that race win at Donington last year. Really enjoyed it, but 750 really is my, it's where I started. It feels like home. And as someone else pointed out, yes, that power to weight thing isn't right. There are success penalties in road sports. So if you win a race, you have to serve a 15-second success penalty at the next race. The one after that is 10, and the one after that is 5, and you can build on top of those. If you keep winning, they get more and more and more. So it is a lot fairer than I thought it would be in my head, or I was thinking it was. So we're giving it another go. Back to road sports. Really can't wait. The weather is looking good. It's now, where are we? Mid-May. We last raced in March at Silverstone on the international circuit with Club Sport, and you remember the car was curiously off the pace, and we had that really weird near side rear tyre wear issue. Now we've completely refreshed the rear suspension, all new arms, bushes, bolts, and I took it for an alignment yesterday at Northampton Motorsport. Big shout out to Sir James, who dialed it in perfectly. So the car is now good. So the only thing left to do is for me to drive it and go fast. So we got qualifying this morning at 9:50. Then the race is at 10 to 2 this afternoon. There are 5 cars in Class D. There is myself in the Mazda. We've got Ivan Mares and his friend in his 325 with a lot of ballast in it. And then some of the guys from Classic Stock Hatch are coming over to join us. So we've got the Suzuki Swift, the 1.3 16 valve, the yellow and blue one, which at Croft looked absolutely rapid. And then we've got one guy in his Vauxhall Nova. And then there's a relay team of 2 Novas as well. So we're looking for a good day's racing today. Should be some good competition. The only thing with road sports is Class A. The top class is a lot more powerful than Class A is in club sports. So you've got to really keep your eye on your mirrors, because they come up on you quick. So I've never won around the Silverstone National, or International in fact. The highest I got is 2nd, a couple of 3rds. Obviously I've won the Burkitt, but I haven't won a 45-minute race. So that's really my goal today, is to bring it home. Definitely on the podium, ideally on the top step. Just sat in the scrutineering queue. I'm at the very back, and it goes on for ages. Look, I'm going to be here for hours. So that there is Ivor's 325. Now he's actually taken all the ballast out of it and moved up to Class C. So it's 4 in class now. That's myself and some of the hot hatches. That orange one there, and a couple of red Novas as well.
and welcome to qualifying. So here we are, we're in assembly area, we're just leaving now. In assembly area, you're not gridded up in any particular order, just when you turn, first come, first served. So we're kind of towards the back of the field, which is fine. And it's 2 rows and you have to kind of filter out. And here we are coming out into Brooklands Corner, which is really quite tricky. Now what I'm going to do is I've got to try and warm the tyres and the brakes up, as well as keeping the engine cool, because you do not want to be in a situation where your engine is overheating. So the first lap out of the pits is usually just getting a feel for the car. You'll see me probably start to weave, just getting an idea of how the car feels. I've got my first braking zone here, so I'm going to hit the brakes and see what happens. I'm feeling for the bite of the pedal, whether it's soft and spongy or rock solid, so I can get a feel for how I need to attack each braking zone. So here we are coming up to Maggots and Beckett's. Now on the national circuit, we brake hard here, down 1 gear, hook up the inside curb, and around we go through the cut through onto the Wellington Straight, which brings us back down to Brooklands and Lovefield again. And so for those that don't know, the national circuit at Silverstone is pretty much a triangle. It's 3-4 corners really, and it's always, you've got one really slow corner, one really fast corner, and then you've got this left-right section here which are long sweepers, medium speed. So it's surprisingly tricky and technical, but because of the length of the straights, it's always about corner exit, so pushing the car to make sure you're maximising your speed. So because by the end of the straight, if you don't get it right, you could be 2, 3, 4 miles an hour down on where you should be. Car on the left there that's parked up, so he's obviously had an issue. Behind me, which you might see in the rearview mirror, is one of the Novas. So I'm keeping an eye on him because I want to make sure throughout this qualifying session that I pull away from him, which indicates I've got more natural pace than he does, providing he's pushing as he should be. So into Maggots and Beckett's this time. Again, hook the inside wheel up over the corner, push it out wide, and on a hot lap you want to be as close to the white line here on the exit as you can. So now we've got the long straight up into 5th gear. Now if with a slipstream I might hit 6th gear coming down here, but as my brakes and tyres are not yet warmed up, I'm not pushing it too hard. Late turn in for me here, and I'm trying to hit the red curbs on the inside. There you go. Over to the inside on this side, and then back on the power. And I'm feeling the rear tyres when they're nice and hot. You get loads of grip through there. You can one ride. A yellow flag on the left. So you can push really hard when your tyres are hot. But at the moment the car was still moving, so I couldn't push as hard through Lovefield as I wanted to. Onto the pit straight here then. Approaching 107, 108 miles an hour before we brake, pitch in, and I'm on the power before the apex of the corner on the inside there. I want to just touch the curb on the exit. So we're coming round now. You can see on my centre dashboard I've got green lights that tells me I'm travelling as fast as I have, well, faster than I have previously. I'm currently half a second, 6/10, 7/10 faster than my best lap so far. And unfortunately we're coming up on this Honda Civic. Now this Honda Civic is one class above me, so it has more power, has a higher power to weight ratio. Unfortunately the driver inside is a bit sedate, I think is the kindest way to put it. Nothing wrong with that, he's trying, he's racing hard, but I can't have him holding me up, so I'm going to try and get past him. But as you can see, we can't hold onto the straight. I've had a good exit, my lights are green, and we're almost at the same speed there, and then he just starts to pull away. And that's the kind of power difference between Class C, which he is, and Class D, which I am. Behind me is coming up some of the leaders, so now I've got to start looking in my mirrors and making sure that I'm not going to get in their way, because everyone has a right to be on track. So He's coming past now. Very nice M2 competition. I think it was a new build for this year. Very nice car. I'm not really into BMWs, but the M2 is, you know, I do like that. So you can see he got blocked by the Civic as well, so but he's got enough power to blast past on the straight. I've got less power than the Civic, so I think at this point now all the leaders are coming through, I make the decision to back off just to try and create some space, because we only have 25 minutes in this session to set a lap time, and I also need to come into the pits to get my tyre pressures checked. We deliberately set them slightly higher when they're cold for qualifying, so we can bleed them down to where they want to be when they're up to temperature. Okay, so nice exit here onto the start finish straight. There's another Civic behind me, but as you can see I'm not quite touching this guy, and I'm currently 1.2 seconds down on my best lap so far. So again, pull to the inside, let other people go. Don't want to get in people's way, but also trying to create space for myself. So unfortunately I've tried to create a gap against this Civic to give myself a lap time, but he's slowed up too, so I've just caught back up with him. Now that's Mark Conan in his red and black BMW going through. It's a very nicely prepared car. Check out Conan Motorsport on Facebook and Instagram. You can also see the Nova is now back in my mirrors behind, so you need to keep an eye on him. I'm now in the Civic's slipstream. I think that by this point I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed because he hasn't got out of the way. So maybe, I think, is this the lap where I start to attack him? We'll have a look. So just watching his line, he's quite tentative through this corner. And through this one as well. Now normally I'm on the gas now, where he's running quite a different line through there. But anyway, I'm back in his slipstream. But of course, obviously he's got more power than me, he can just pull away. And that Nova is now in my slipstream, so he's getting the draft from me. Right, so I need to be in the 1:12s around here in qualifying. I'd like to get into the 11s, but the 1:12s would be a good lap time, and I've currently done a 1:15 flat. So I'm about 3 seconds off the pace, and this is because I can't attack every corner because this Civic is in the way. So what am I going to do? Nice and tentative around there. You see I've now lost already 5-6 tenths of a second this lap because I couldn't attack Maggots and Beckett's the way I wanted to. Coming up to 6.5 tenths now. My straight line speed, my green lights are on saying I'm travelling faster, but I'm still half a second down on the lap where I need to be. You see the Nova's now come past me, so a lot of traffic getting in the way. I mean, this is what qualifying is like. It becomes a bit of a bit of a traffic jam. So I might come into the pits this lap. We'll see. Hugging the inside. Yeah, coming into the pits now. I've only done probably 4 or 5 laps, but it's let's get out the traffic, and hopefully when we come out the pit lane at the end of it, we'll end up in some clear air. So trundling down the pit lane now. Sol's waiting for me. Just pull into the pits, pull into my box there, and there's Sol. And there's Phil Adcock as well. Phil normally races the yellow BMW, but he's having a couple of weekends off, so he came to help. Anyway, so Sol's doing my pressures. I probably haven't gone over yet, so it's maybe a bit of a waste of time, but we'll check them in anyway, just in case. And it's always good to practice your pit lane and your pit stops. So that's in qualifying is a good time to do that. So make sure we're happy with everything. There's a car just passing, so we need to keep an eye on him. I don't pull out. Sol's going to stand at the front there, give me a thumbs up that it's clear, and then I can go. So now trundling down the pit lane, I'm just syncing my gear speed. Normally for me, 37 miles an hour, which is the pit lane speed limit, is third gear, 4,000 RPM. So I trundle down there, cross the line, and we're back out on circuit, and I'm fingers crossed hoping that I've got some clear track, which as you can see appears to be. So let's build up some speed and get some hot laps in. So braking into Maggots and Beckett's again. I like to straight line the braking zone, hook up the inside, on the gas early and run it out wide. I like to hit this double curve here and out to this white line as well, and then bring it over to the right hand side, the racing line. Faster cars can blast past me on the inside, but I'm not going to compromise my own line. And that was me just giving that car indication, one, that I've seen him, and two, which side I want him to pass me on. So here we go, we're going to start building up to a hot lap now. I know my tyre pressures are good, and I haven't got any slow cars in front of me. So pushing it now, you see I've got green lights on my centre dash, so I'm pushing hard. Coming up to start my hot lap. So fourth to fifth gear there, just cut the inside slightly and then slowly bring it to the outside. The 370Z passes me but doesn't get in my way. You can see I'm a 10th up at the moment, through cops, and we're green lights now. We're approaching 0.2 of a second up on my hot lap now. It's going to be this braking zone, Maggots and Beckett's, where I really make up some time. So 0.3 up at the moment, brake hard, down one gear. I've gained 0.2, nearly 0.3 of a second through that corner. Get a good exit, touch that curb, touch this line, and there you go. We're half a second up already. Got no one in front of me and a bit of a gap behind, so this is going well. So we're 0.6 up, coming down into Brooklands. So start of the curb, brake a bit later. Downshift one gear, turn it in, wide, cut into the red curbs on the middle, on the inside, sorry, into Luffield. Now here we go, we're going to bang on the gas now and just hoon it round, hook up the inside to get the rotation, and we run it out to the exit here. I drive it straight to the end of the curb and then hook in. This Elise on the inside, not getting in my way, not causing a problem, but will give me a bit of a slipstream, and look, I'm 1.8 seconds up on my previous best time. That's a 1:13.2, and I've still got clear track, so let's keep pushing. Brake hard, turn in, on the power, and I've gained about 0.1 of a second over through that corner. Yeah, 0.1 of a second now, so we're up already. On this curb, pitch in, straight line, brake hard, down a gear, pitch it in, hook things like, oh, bit of a moment there, front end didn't want to turn. So we've lost about half a second there, but I managed to make that up on the exit. So we're only 0.03 of a second down. The dark side TT going past. So I'm currently on my best. So I'm matching my best lap. Brake a bit later. Downshift again. Pitch it in, and you'll see the time just climbs. There you go. So I've gained about 0.2 there from where I was around here. A lot of time to make up here if you're brave on the power. So on we go, push hard, push hard, push hard. About 1.5 up, accelerate hard, get that gear change right, cut the inside. Across the line about 2.5 up, so we're gaining time. The tyres are coming up to temperature, the brakes are up to temperature, and I'm getting more confident in the track. So brake hard, pitch it in, look, 0.1 of a second up already. Keep going. Lost a bit on the exit there, not a problem. We'll try and make good progress on this braking zone. So we're 10th down, brake hard, down one gear. We're actually 0.2 down, we're losing time now, so maybe I backed off slightly. But no, look, we've gained it all on the exit. So I tried to slow in fast out there, and I'm now up on my time again. Up to 5th gear, just waiting, down the straight. Would love a slipstream at this point from a faster car, but I haven't got one. Keep going, let's brake later, downshift, see if we can make up more time. Yeah, it's kind of hanging around 1/10, isn't it? On the power early, pitch it in here, on the power now, go on, get that front end in, really fighting it, and we're about 0.2 of a second up again, so we keep gaining time here. Approaching 2.5 so hang around 0.2 there, cut the inside again, trying to minimise the speed scrub over the line, and we're now into the 112.7s. So we're kind of where I want to be. Pitch it in against turn 1. Got a faster car coming up, but he'll come past me. Look, run slightly wide there. This might be the lap where I got deleted, but I'm 0.2 up. Faster car coming up, and if he doesn't get in the way, oh, he locks up, so I think I lose time as well trying to avoid him. Yeah, so I run wide there as well. So this is the lap that got deleted for me. Not a problem. You see how fastly he pulled away, so I don't get a slipstream off him. So he messed up my Mackets and Beckett's, but doesn't give me any help on the exit. But we'll have a go again. Braking later and later into this corner as the brakes and tyres come up. We're hitting the lines well. Come right over to the inside, tap the brakes, turn it in, and then slightly V the corner, full power, hook the inside wheel up, and around we go to the outside. And look, I'm almost a tenth of a second up again. Still finding the time. The car's not quite there yet. But over the line, that's a 112.67. So we've improved again. I think this is already good enough for pole position, but we keep pushing. Fuel load's coming down as well. So look, I've lost. I didn't get that corner right, so I've lost a little bit. We're still pushing. Still pushing. And we're going to slam on the brakes again. And I'm making up time, so it's all working well. Good hook up of that corner. Look, two and a half tenths up there now, 3 tenths. Good corner, really well, really happy with that. Just in that one corner alone, found 3.5 tenths. So let's keep going, let's keep pushing. Coming down to Brooklands, there is a faster car coming up. Hopefully he doesn't mess my corner up. Brake hard, down 1 gear. He's on the inside. See, I've lost 2 tenths on the braking zone there because I wasn't confident about what he was doing. Now I've lost like 4 tenths down from where I was. 5. Oh no, maybe we're making it back up again. This Mark III MX-5, it looks like it's going in the pits, so shouldn't be an issue. Round we go. So I'm pretty much matching my fastest lap so far. Should have gone faster. That comes past one of the dark side TTs. Right, come on, we need to get a lap in. Brake for turn 1, pitch it in. Accelerate early. Try and carry the speed, but no, we're down slightly, look. It's amazing, you know, other cars come past you and you just lose that 1 or 2 tenths. That was an issue. So, braking hard, down 1 gear, made up time there. Pitch it in, and then run it wide, get on the power early. Round we go. Onto the Wellington straight, 2 tenths up into 5th gear. And we've got another car coming up behind. Hopefully he doesn't dive bomb me, but he probably will. No, he doesn't. Good news. So I pitch it in. I think at this point I'm starting to notice my brakes aren't feeling as good as I thought they would do. Definitely a different feel to them. So I'm matching my time there, only half a tenth up. As we come to the line, probably a tenth faster, which is good. So we're still improving, but it's not the kind of improvements I want. I was in the 11s last August, but then again I did have more power back then because I was running a different map for Club Sport. Anyway, so through Cops, 2 tenths down because that TCR car got in the way. Up we come, brake hard, round we go, and there's Ivan Mears in front in his 325, that might be his second driver, coming up to speed. So I think this is the lap where I back off slightly. I think it's the lap where I back off slightly, we'll see. I'm still revving it out though, and maybe enjoying a bit of slipstream from him. Anyway, through Brooklands, always just about touching the red curbs on the inside. And it gives me a good V line into here, so we can accelerate hard. Right. So, coming up to the start-finish line, this is probably going to be my final lap. So we're running out of time in qualifying now. Coming up to Cops, brake hard, left wheel's on the curb, pitch it in, on the gas before the apex. We've run it out wide. I've lost a tenth through there, so I'm not as quick as I used to be. Got the Sirocco just coming up on the inside. Braking hard for Mackets and Beckett's. Brake hard, 4th gear doesn't go, rear wheels lock up, and around we go. Oh, that was close. Car is stalled, so try and get the thing started. And it's not starting, It's not starting. I'm sat on the apex. It's not starting. Finally, there it goes. So we're going to continue on now. I've had a spin, but the car feels okay. So let everyone go. We're just going to coast into the pits now. I've probably set my qualifying time, so we're just going to bring it into the pits. But you know, we'll come up the inside. I tell Sol on the radio that we're coming into the pits. And as I come down to Luffield, I discover that my brakes aren't working. And what happened is my front left, here you go, braking hard, doesn't work, lock up, oh dear. So, you know, pull the handbrake ever so slightly just to try and get the rear wheels to help with the braking effort. We go wide. And here's a clip from the grandstand showing what that looked like from the outside. Ooh. It looks a lot worse from off-board. Thanks to Cars Are Racing for that clip. But here we go. Yes, no brakes on an MX-5 at Silverstone. No good. What actually happened was one of the banjo bolts on the front left caliper had worked its way loose, so all the brake fluid was being pumped out all over the inside of that tyre and wheel. So I had no brakes. So all I could do is just bring it into the pits and retire the car, which is what I do. So, do I come on the radio and tell Sol? I think I did. But yes, here we are, trundling down the pit lane, very slow. And I think I pull in first and they're going to have a check to see if there's anything we can do, but the car is, yes, not drivable. So there we go, we just pull into the pits. Try and stop the car very slowly. There's Sol and there's Phil, and I think I tell them what's going on.
I've got no brakes. Pedal to the floor. Do the tyres quick. Yeah.
So Sol does the tyre pressures anyway. I'm checking the times on the iPad there. I can see I'm on pole position, you know, and I think I'm on pole position by over a second. So I'm quite happy just to stop racing, get out the car. Obviously I've got no brakes, so I'm not going back out on track again. And just give the car a look around. But we'll call that qualifying complete. I am on pole position, and we've got to work out why my brakes had failed.
Right then, qualifying over. I've stuck it on pole position, but we did have, as you've seen by now, quite a sketchy moment. So what happened is one of the brake lines came loose, so I spun it at maggots. There's Giles 750 Motor Club. Spun it at maggots, and I couldn't downshift as well, so I locked the rears. So I went round, recovered the car, and then going down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands, pedal went straight to the floor. So anyway, the front left brake line, the flexi, at the banjo bolt come loose. So I think I hadn't positioned that properly, and as we're turning the wheel, it's loosening the bits and pieces. So that's all now fixed. Brakes are bled, all sorted. I'm starting on pole position. We think we miscalculated with fuel, so either I miscalculated with fuel, or I didn't put enough fuel in, because when we got weighed, it was very, very marginal to our weight limit. We only had 3 kilos. You're only 3 kilos over, so yeah, got to be careful. So what we're going to do now is we're going to race with an entirely full tank of fuel. So I've absolutely brimmed it, and then we will, at the end of the race, we'll fill her up again and see how much fuel we actually use, and that'll give me a good indication of my actual fuel burn, just in case something has changed.
And welcome to the second round of the 750 Motor Club's Roadsports Series. My first Roadsports race of the year on Silverstone National. I've qualified it in pole position, got the Suzuki to the left of me, and I've got the two Novas behind. and I think we're about to go racing.
Right, green flag lap then. So here we go. So I'm on pole position. I need to gap the rest of my field. So I'm going to try and follow the 316 car, Ivor Mares, on the left hand side. You can see the blue Honda Civic from qualifying is behind me, so I did out-qualify him. So I just want to have a nice easy race, pull away from everyone. The brakes are fixed, so that's all good. So here we go then, warming the tyres up. I'll do some quite aggressive tyre warm-up on this green flag lap, because the first time into Cops and the first time into Magnus and Beckett's, really need to make sure that my tyres have got some temperature in them and that my brakes aren't going to snatch either. So once we'd fixed the brake line, we gave it a good bleed and a quick run up and down the paddock. All seemed to be okay, but to be honest with you, until you're out on track, you just don't know. So I need to simultaneously, at the same time, there you go, I need to be both aggressive and I need to just hold it back just a couple of percent, just in case there's an issue. So we've got the Suzuki Swift as well. He's an ex-rally driver, is Andrew Anderson from the Scottish borders, and he's got some pace to him, bless him, and he's as brave as anything. So yeah, I need to watch out for him. But here we go, coming down into Brooklands and then Luffield. Warming the tyres up, warming the tyres up, warming the tyres up. So with a rolling start, you can overtake before the timing line as long as the red lights have gone out. Unlike a safety car start or a safety car restart. So the minute the red lights go out, we are racing. Unfortunately, half the pack didn't know this, because if you watch, I've left a bit of gap there, so I can boot it out of Luffield and get a good run onto the straight. You can see how far back I am. Got all the other cars behind me, they're not attacking at the moment, and then look at the field in front, they all bunch up because they don't know the rules. This you can be really careful of. So coming up on the inside, watch the blue Civic, he dive bombs us right down the middle, gets ahead, I'm tentative on the outside, and the red Nova does it too. So so I'm down into second place, first lap, first corner. Right, staying out of trouble, let's just follow them through. Bear in mind I've also got a full tank of fuel, completely brimmed it, so the car is feeling a little bit lethargic. Anyway, down to fourth gear, pitch it in, Nova on one side, Swift on the other, but we hoon it around the outside and keep it going, and try and get in the slipstream of this other Civic, see if it helps with our straight line speed. To my right hand side, you can't see, is the blue Civic, which there he is, number 72. Do I try it down the inside? No, we just see what he does. There's often a lock up on turn one, so we're side by side with him at the moment. He'll have the inside for Luffield, go around the outside. The Swift is on the inside, look behind, so keep an eye on him. I let the Civic go, and I'm not into a slipstream yet. Now I am, there we go, trying to get sucked along there. And that's the opening lap of the race. So here we go, coming down to turn one, and I want you to keep an eye on the Suzuki Swift behind me. So I brake for turn one, pitch it in. The Swift carries a lot more speed, and sideways, snatches, and off he goes. Luckily, he didn't end up in the gravel. Here's a replay just from the chase cam. So coming down to turn one. See, I brake at my usual point, pitch it in, accelerate. He's carrying a lot more speed, and then the rear steps out, and round he goes. Look, wow, that's crazy. Anyway, back to it. So we're still behind the Civic, and I have got I've got the pace on him, I know I do. We've got the 370Z's just gone off ahead of us, so we just need to keep an eye on him. And you can see the red Nova has bolted in the distance, so he's really gone for it. So fair play to him. Anyway, down into Brooklands again. You can see this blue Civic. He's taken the same line as he did in qualifying, where he's running wide there, and then he goes wide again here when you don't need to. Just V be Luffield and you get a good exit. But we'll see where we are. See if we can get a run on him again. Yeah, good exit there. He's gone to the inside there. I don't know why. But we're in his slipstream. But his engine power will just pull him slightly away. You can see behind the orange Nova has I've gapped him, and you might just see the yellow Suzuki, but even further behind, who has recovered. There he goes, just popped into view. Anyway, round turn 1 again, trying to get a good exit. But this Civic is, he's just got one track position, and he's got a bit more power than me. So anyway, into maggots and brackets, braking, down 1 gear, pitch it in, hook the inside up, try and get a good exit. My green lights are on, so I'm carrying more speed. Around the outside, right, straight into his slipstream. Let's go up to 5th gear. So these Class C cars are 180 brake horsepower per tonne, and I'm at 145 per tonne. So he's got a good 35 horsepower per tonne with me, but he doesn't really have a lot of straight line speed. But he's got just enough. Right, anyway, here's some radio.
I'm stuck behind this Civic. Fuck's sake.
So starting to get a little bit frustrated there behind this Civic. I really need to get past him because the Nova's getting away. The Nova is part of a relay team, so at the pit stops they'll swap not only drivers but cars. So they've got a second car waiting in the pits to go out. But I really need to catch up with him and get past. So this Civic is my first target. So we'll have a good look around the outside. He's had a lock up. I'd try and carry a bit more around the outside, but the way the corner is difficult. He's had a good exit there. We are stuck once again in his slipstream. You can tell that he's just not as confident on the brakes as I am, because I do make up quite a lot of time on him in every braking zone. But here we go, round Luffield again, onto the start-finish straight, trying to get a good exit. He's just got that extra bit of straight line speed there. It's very difficult. So I'm going to have to do him either on the brakes or on corner exit. So here you go, slam on the brakes, pitch it in. He's gone a bit wide there, look. He's had a bit of a moment, so I've carried the speed, I'm carrying the speed, and I'm now alongside him, look. So hopefully I've carried enough speed where his straight line speed can't make up for it. So here we go, into the braking zone, I'm on the outside, he's given it up. But oh look, I've messed it up, I've gone wide. So he's snuck back up the inside, look. I've messed that corner up, and already the leaders are coming around. Here's the Dark Side TT in P1, already there. So you can just see the Civic, the number 72 behind me. His straight line speed helping him to come back past, but I think I'm going to dive bomb him at this point. Yeah, there we go. He's got other traffic to contend with as well. I know he's not that confident, so we'll just get past him and go. And I know if I don't have a compromised exit here at Luffield, I'll be able to gap him into turn 1, and then I'm pretty much over. See, there you go, look, so I pulled a gap there, get a good exit. Here comes that M2 competition, very nice, he goes around the outside. And if you watch the Civic, he's just going to start sneaking up on me, but he's not going to catch me by the time we get to turn 1. So there you go, on the brakes, pitch it in, on the power, my green lights are on, oh, a bit of red lights there, but here we go, carrying the speed, and that is the Civic dispatched with. So, in the meantime, this red Vauxhall Nova has made quite a bit of progress. You can see he's already onto the Wellington Straight there. It's probably 2, 3, 4 seconds up the road. And I'm lapping roughly at the same speed as him at the moment because I am so overweight with fuel. But I know he's going to start to overheat his tyres. He's a front-wheel drive car. And as my fuel level comes down, I know I'm going to reel him in. So all I've got to do is be consistent, keep driving hard, and we will get him. can see how much time I've gapped the Civic behind now after just one lap. So it's definitely, you can see I've got the pace on him. He's not going to be a threat now from behind, so I can just keep going, keep pushing hard. I'm currently in P2, trying to get that race win. So from this point in the race, it really is traffic management. So the leaders have come around, all the Class A cars have gone through, and now we've got the Class Bs following us, overtaking us. I've become, over the years, very, very good at being lapped by the upper classes. And what I mean by that is I'm very good at minimising my time loss. So it's very easy, if they catch you at the wrong point, that you could easily, on some circuits lose 2 to 3 seconds per car every time you get lapped. And I've worked very hard at minimising that, and you'll see I direct the cars around me, so one, they know that I've seen them, and two, that I'm going to be safe when they come past me. And I do get a lot of compliments for that from drivers, so I know the system works, which is all good. So here we are probably 10 minutes into the race now. The Civic behind us is catching, and I am slowly reeling in this number. And we'll keep pushing hard. Just keep the laps nice and clean. Don't overdrive. Hit your marks, hit your apexes, keep it smooth, and it will come to you. I'm going to come on the radio in a minute and ask Sol, who's standing on the pit wall, whether I'm catching the Nova, and of course at what rate.
Catching the Nova? Am I catching that Nova? Confirmed, yes. You are catching him. Gap is 5 seconds at the moment.
So the gap, as you heard, is now 5 seconds between myself in P2 and the Jason Wood-driven red Vauxhall Nova in P1. And this is about where that crossover point happens, where his tyres start to overheat, because those Novas only really do 15-minute races, where this is he's going a lot longer than usual, and my fuel level is starting to come down. I burn 0.6 litres of fuel every minute in this car. So after 10 minutes, obviously that's 6 litres, which is about 4 kilos, 5 kilos, and that keeps coming down every lap. I'm lapping in the 113s at the moment, trying to get into the 112, so probably burning 0.7, 0.8 litres of fuel every lap. Right, it's got some more cars coming up behind trying to lap me. Go through this and then I'll wave them through on the inside. And they can follow each other, not get in my way, I won't get in their way. I can still attack this braking zone as normal. I can see now, using my own vision, that the Nova is getting closer to me. Or I'm getting closer to the Nova. The gap is shortening, which is good. So here's BMW coming past. Nice and easy. I moved over. He knew exactly where he needed to go, so there's no issues. We're just pushing hard.
now the gap's down to 3 seconds. Confirm.
Yep, so there you go. The gap is now down to 3 seconds, and you can see on the screen I am much closer to him. There's a Honda Civic on the inside, so we've got double waved yellows there. Can't overtake till we hit this green flag now. But I am catching him. I can see him. Look, there's now no cars between us. Let's keep going.
Can you just check track limits, please? Check track limits. Yeah, stand by. Good for track limits, good for track limits. Pit window is open.
So since Motorsport UK changed the rules on track limits, there have been a lot more violations and penalties handed out. So it's useful to have somebody on the pit wall who can read those messages from race control and let me know if I had any track limits warnings. But you can see that Nova's that gap's closing. TCR car on the inside. He'll come past me after turn 1. Nova's gone a little bit wide. So he's probably seen me in his mirrors now and he's starting to think, right, I need to start pushing. Maybe we can make a mistake. Here we go. Braking hard. He's wide. The TCR car's not quite sure what to do there. And then look, I'm right on the Nova now. I've gone a bit wide as well, so careful of track limits. Get in his slipstream. Right, so now I'm attacking him. Now this is for the race lead and potentially the race win, right? So I'm going to brake when he does, just slightly on the inside to show my nose, follow him in. He trail brakes quite a lot there, catches me off guard and I run wide. He's taken quite a wide line there, which looks to really help his corner exit, so he's got that car hooked up really nicely. Back in the slipstream, I do have more power than him, but my car is heavier. That's the beauty of the power to weight ratio limit, is that the heavier car you have, the more power you can run. But obviously we all want light cars, but if you run a light car you've got to have less power. So here we go, chasing him, still in the slipstream. Cars behind that are going to come past. Hopefully they can hold him up but not me up. Let the M2 go. I'm on the inside. Look, he's had a lock up. Look, there you go. And I'm going to sneak through on the inside. So I give him a thumbs up. He gives me the thumbs up to let me know he's all good. That took me 15 laps. 15 laps to catch and overtake the leader. And you can see, even though he made a mistake, he's catching me down the Wellington straight here. So he's got some good straight line speed. But I now need to make a break for it. I need to create the gap, just in case there's an issue at the pit stop. So Rocco has a go around the outside, and I have to back off slightly. It's okay. Looks like the Nova didn't have a good corner either. Now I'm in clear air. Right, so let's just head down and keep pushing. Okay, so the Nova's, at this point, because he's not doing the full race, has got hardly any fuel left, which means he's fast, but as you can see, he's just pulling into the pits there behind. So that's his race done, because he's a relay team, so another car is going to come out, and I'm just going to keep pushing. I want to pit later than him, just in case it's a safety car, I take advantage of that.
The Nova has kicked in. The Nova has kicked in. Lane is clear. Confirm, will do. Yeah, we're clear whenever you want to do it, mate.
Right, so that's it, call made. I am going to pit this lap. I've gone pretty far into the race now. I've got a good lead behind, and I'm just going to keep pushing nice and hard. Probably had 25 minutes of the race so far. Let some of the TCR cars go, and I'm going to attack the pit entry when I get to it. So that call there was just to let Sol know that I'm now in the pit lane entry and I'm coming in hot, and keep an eye out for me.
Can you see me? Can you see me? Keep coming past this Civic, Or not.
In a relay, right? So it's not the same car that you're at.
Different car, isn't it?
Yeah. Is the camera pointing the wrong way?
That's just that.
So you've got this on pace.
Yeah.
Anyone do it?
pit stop confirmed okay with Giles. Yeah, good stop, mate, thank you.
So in road sports, your pit stop is 60 seconds stationary, and as Sol's just confirmed there, I was okay with that. We weren't under, so there's no issues, and we're not looking at a penalty.
Karen, let me know the gap behind. Let me know the gap behind. Confirm, will do.
So after the pit stop, obviously I don't know what the gaps are, and I need to know whether I'm under attack or whether I'm safe. So a quick call to the pit lane on the radio will get me that information.
Seconds, 28 seconds. For half a minute. Let me know if it comes down or not. Confirm.
Right, so I've currently got a 30 to 35 second lead on the car behind, which is actually the Suzuki Swift, because the Sakanova in the relay team had an issue and has dropped out. So I'm now coming up, however, to lap the Orange Nova, which is a young 16-year-old driver. It was his first ever race, so fair play to him, he's doing a great job, but I'm coming up to lap him. So pushing hard, but I need to make sure I get past him safely and cleanly, because, you know, he's got a novice cross, he might not see me coming, and I certainly don't want to lose this race win because I'm being unpredictable and cause an issue. He's gone quite wide there, like the other Nova did. That's obviously their line. Here we go, we're going to come round, and on corner exit, got the TCR car behind, so keep an eye on him, make sure he doesn't cause any problems.
Mate, you've got 40-second gap, 4-0.
And I'm going to blast past this Nova on the pit straight into turn 1. You will see our cars, you know, the straight line speed, there's not much in it. Not much in it at all. So there we go, past him into Cops, and he is... oh look, I went wide, but never mind. That's the second time or third time in the race I've done that. So now what I need to do is I need to build a gap over him too, just in case he has an issue with his brakes and slams into the back of me. So I need that clearance. So good exit there. Let's keep going.
I'm just running a sensible pace to bring it home. No silly lap time. Good man. That's what you should be doing. have the fastest lap? Do I have the fastest lap? Stand by. Yes, you do with a 12.2. The closest anyone else has got is 13.2. You're a second faster.
Bit of a moment there into Maggots and Beckett's in that braking zone. Since the qualifying spin, I wasn't really confident there braking there, so I kept making mistakes, especially on the downshift, and that caused a lot of problems there. So did go wide, but we'll keep pushing, get it to the end. Onto the penultimate lap now. So we've got this one and then there's the final lap. So nearly at the end of the race now. Got a big gap behind. Gaggle of cars coming up. And here's my nemesis braking zone again. Brake hard. Can't get the downshift. And I go very wide indeed. Almost onto the Grand Prix loop. So we'll spin it across. Bit of grass cutting over the grass here. And the orange Nova obviously is then catching me back up again. So I've got dirty tyres, I've got a slow exit onto the Wellington Straight, and this guy is probably trying to gain himself some man points and get another overtake. So you've got to keep it careful, keep it clean, keep him out of the way.
Information, second place car is the Suzuki. Thank you.
Plug out.
one thing I like to do when I win a race is bounce off the rev limiter as I cross the timing line and pass Sol on the pit.
Yeah! I drove like shit, but that was great. Yeah, well done, mate. That was epic. Nice to see the Suzuki come second too, yeah? Oh, great news for the Suzuki. I went off the baggage big time on my penultimate lap. Almost put it in the wall. Unbelievable.
And that's it, a race win then. As I said on the radio, I didn't drive very well at all. I was carrying all that fuel, I wasn't confident on the brakes, so it was a nice result considering I just didn't feel like I was on it. So to bring it home in P1, didn't put it in the wall, didn't have any issues at the pit stop, and I am back on the top step of the podium.
Yeah, I'm in the winner's circle. Phil's on his way to you. Alright, just listen to the radio. Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot.
Just 5. Man.
What was the winning gap?
About 40 seconds in the end. We'll get a handshake.
I tell you what, that's the winner I wanted.
Look. It's all about him.
Second place in the Suzuki Swift is Andrew Anderson. And in first place, taking another Class D Roadsports win for Silverstone.
Well, that's it then. P1, the result that I wanted. I'll be honest with you, I felt like I drove terribly. I was all over the shop, but looking at the race result and the lap times, I had about 1 second in hand over everyone else. I think I finished 30 seconds clear of P2. So make of that what you will, but it was a good race. Glad I got the P1. So I got pole position, fastest lap, race win. Didn't get the lap record, and I think that was my mistake because I was so far ahead. I thought, and I had some clear laps. Let's see if we can get the lap record, and that's where I made that mistake at Maggots and went wide. So yeah, don't throw away a race win for a lap record. Lesson learned, right? So Sol's just loading the car on the trailer. I think all we've got to do is just give the brakes another bleed and she'll be good to go on park next weekend. So, got to get all that done, all sorted. Sort the fueling out. Little bits and pieces, but yeah, essentially the car's good. I've just got to sort my own driving out because, yeah, it wasn't the best. So, but, you know, a win is a win. You take them when they come. And obviously big thanks to the 750 Motor Club. Got these brand new trophies that look amazing. So yeah, all in all, a really nice race day. I enjoyed that. Didn't enjoy the spins, didn't enjoy the brake fade in qualifying, but apart from that, got the win. Very, very happy. So, thank you very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, comments down below, and I shall catch you all at the next one.